Namaste, my friends, and welcome. It is so good to see you. I am really excited for this live stream. And if you were like, I didn't know Jamie was going live, that's because I didn't tell anybody. I am so excited to come into this space right now and give you a little bit of a live demo on something I'm extremely, extremely proud of and excited about. It has been a project that has been started since 2020 in the midst of the early pandemic days. And I'm so excited to bring it to all of you, which I already have with my co-creators. However, we're starting to really put it out there now. And I figured a demo would be really helpful, would it not? So, for those who do not know who I am, let's backtrack a little bit. I am Jamie London Wollberg. I identify as a leader of love. To me, a leader of love is anybody who identifies as a leader who desires to make this world a better place. Sounds cliche, it's also true. I do this by creating impactful spiritual experiences for leaders within entrepreneurship, corporate environment, whatever form of leader, as well as for their business. In my experience, leaders of love often get into burnout in any number of ways. And so I have figured out how to both get in burnout and to get out of burnout. And so all of my services bring together the spiritual and the practical in order to help you do this on a one on one basis within products and services that go into events and corporate environments as well. This is about the Waken Wellness deck. Specifically, we're going to demo a little bit on the Wellness deck's sample deck. This is a 9 card deck of actually 33 cards. This deck came about in a totally divine, wild way. I was very lucky to be stuck for a little while during the pandemic, a couple of months in Santa Fe, New Mexico, on a beautiful property that my parents now own. And this was traditionally and originally owned by Tsuki people. So I want to honor the Tsuki people. I feel deeply connected to the Tsuki land, and something life altering happened for me when I went there. And when I went there, Camilo, who is one of the co founders, he's the music producer, and he had driven me there and dropped me off. And then he eventually came back. And in that time, I had a profound, um, really waking in to my abilities, and I started to channel more and more and more. And at this point, I was already starting to channel, but I didn't really understand what this was. Definitely didn't understand what this was. And I started to channel this beautiful list of affirmations for self care with the intention of unconditional love. There were 33 of them. And I was like, what am I going to do with this now? Wrote them down, thought I was going to set it and forget it. And then when he came back to join me, I realized that I needed to share this with him. And I thought that there was something to be done. And initially, I had invited him to channel in soundscapes to actually pair up with these affirmations. And we thought, oh, maybe we'll do some sort of album. And the next thing we know, we start to put two and two together, and the idea of the Waken Wellness deck was born. And it has gone through such a transformation, especially with the help of ZACH MCKINNON, who has been an incredible graphic designer and artist in the deck and in this experience. And so the three of us came together to create something that was going to be a accessible multimedia deck, something that had really not been done of what we had seen. We wanted to bring in sound and pictures. We wanted to bring in video. We wanted to really tie in self love and self care with the actual land and with Santa Fe, New Mexico specifically, which is where this was. That's where the inspiration came from. And so the deck was born. And we decided that we wanted to premiere the deck at the Global Gratitude March this year and realized that there was no way that we were going to actually create the cards and the video, all of those other components for the rest of the full deck in time. We decided we wanted to bring out a sample deck because this has already, like I said, been years in the making, right? We're approaching the end of 2024, and this was in 2020. So it's been about 4 years from when we actually started in 2020 to the deck actually coming to full fruition and something that is totally usable and accessible for you to purchase as well as enjoy in perpetuity. And we do intend to finish the deck, and we want to give some time to get all of that together. I'm actually going to be going to Santa Fe in December, getting even some more footage and inspiration, and we'll be able to complete things thereon. But we could not wait. We absolutely felt called and too excited to bring this to you. And frankly, we needed it too, right? And so, what this deck is 9 cards. We have actually more videos and things within it, but 9 cards based on 9 affirmations. And those are to be used like any standard Oracle deck. And so it is currently only in a virtual experience. We also have a game. We're going to go over all the bits and pieces. I want to guide you through really how to access it, how to purchase it, how to use it. And I'll actually do a pull or two for the collective and answer any questions in the process. Welcome, Dina. Thank you for joining us. So, without further ado, I am going to do something I don't tend to do here, which is share my screen. And hopefully, this is going to go well. Here we go. Okay. Awesome. Let me just triple check here to make sure that you all can see this. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Didn't remove the banner. Let's do that. Okay, making this way easier. Here we go. So this is the Wake-In website. You go to www.wake-in.com. This link is also in the stream as well. And you can actually get the deck itself with that QR code that you see on the event graphic. You can actually take your phone or your iPad or whatever it is that you use, stick it in front of there, and it will take you right to the link that I'm actually about to show you right now. So when you come onto the website, you're going to see products. And if you come down here, you're going to see Buy Wake-In Wellness Deck. Now, underneath here, you see 3 other corresponding and related tabs. These will not show up for you until you have purchased the deck and been given access to the deck. We're going to talk about that in a second. So first and foremost, you will see Buy Wake-In Wellness Deck. Once you have purchased it, you will get access to the full deck in Wake-In Wellness Deck Private, PVT for private. You will get access to a deck videos page as well as a deck audio page. So let's begin. If you want to learn about the deck, you will come to this page. This is the actual back of the cards, and we do plan on making eventually a physical deck. We're not quite there yet, and we'll talk about that later. But this is a beautiful, beautiful card that Zach has designed. Everything layered into this deck inspired each other. So that is something that you will be able to learn about as you purchase the deck yourself and get to experience the guidebook. So I'm just going to read this passage because you know what? It channeled through so perfectly. And this is a quick summary of what this deck is. For those who aren't familiar with what a deck is within the context, you can think about a traditional tarot or oracle deck, which is made up of a deck of cards with text and or images as well as a guidebook. The Wake and Wellness deck is much more, and currently in a set of a digital format and will later be released in a physical format. This deck was designed to be an accessible and customizable multi-sensory and multimedia experience. It is meant to be used in whichever way excites and serves you best. The goal was to have this deck usable and supportive to as many people as possible, regardless of individual abilities and identities. This wasn't made for one person in particular, it was created for everyone, which is true. So in this, you get the wellness deck guidebook, the 9 cards of the self-care affirmations, 9 affirmations for self-care, 27 videos. We're going to show you and explain why that is. 3 playlists with a total of 27 audio tracks. We'll also explain why that is. Access to a virtual game and more. So this buy now button, just so you can see what that's like, this will take you here to Stripe and you can pay however you want to pay. And right now we have it for $13. You definitely want to get it now for $13 because that is a limited time price. And we are excited to be able to bring it affordably. That was something that mattered a lot to us in this actual process. So with that, we are going to move forward. So you've bought the deck, and at this point, you are going to have to get access to the deck. The way that you are going to get access to the deck is see this little, I don't actually know if you can see me circling around this, but if you see over here in the top right hand corner, you have this little ambiguous human icon. When you click this icon, you can create an account and you will eventually, once you create an account, which honestly takes a minute to 2 minutes, you will be able to sign in. At that point, once I see that you have purchased this deck and I see that you sign into this deck, I will be able to actually give you access on the back end. And then you will get access and you will see underneath it these other links. So when you get access, you will sign in like I just did now. And then you will come to the actual full on deck. It's going to take a second to upload because there's a lot going on here. So you're going to see a little bit about what you saw earlier within in the deck on the front page. And then the first thing you're going to see here is the actual guidebook. And it's 52 pages. We are super proud of it. You absolutely do not need to go through the Wake and Wellness deck guidebook, but I really recommend that you do. Not only because we've put in stuff about the deck and about us, but we also have all of the actual visuals and affirmations, just other ways to get more access and more information on the deck. So you'll see a table of contents here. We again wanted to make it super, super easy to use. And you're going to see some really interesting things that you wouldn't see in necessarily other decks. So, for example, you're actually going to see information that is feedback that we have each given to each other on what we created on all the elements of the deck. So, not only are you getting the original channeling and creation, but you're getting our actual feedback and channeling on how we felt about all these different access parts of the deck. So I'm just going to show you a little bit more about it. We have, introduction, and we're just going to do a quick sort of flip through how to use the cards themselves, how to use the game, all of the affirmations, and then you're going to start to see the deck cards, the actual affirmation, the channeling for that, as well as journal prompts. And you're going to see this for all of the cards. We're going to skip through a little bit here. You're going to start to see our feedback and different aspects of the deck itself. Moving forward, now you're going to actually see the deck unfolding effectively before your eyes. Now, if you are on a phone, which most of you, let's face it, will be when you are enjoying this, or on some sort of tablet, this is all going to look a little bit less overwhelming because things aren't going to be so big, and it's going to be much more scrollable. In the same way that you would actually go through a deck and filter through or shuffle through a deck, you can actually shuffle through this deck by simply closing your eyes and swiping through. There's a couple of different ways to go about doing it. If you go to the game, which we'll talk about later, the game will actually enable you to click on actual visual cards, and it will be able to, cycle through this for you. I'm just going to check in on the comments. Thank you, Dina, so much. That's lovely. And so, coming back to the experience, sorry, the 9 card sample deck. So you are, again, just like in the guidebook, you're going to see a big version of the card. It looks so awesome when you see this on a phone, especially. Um, and you're going to see the affirmation that's written here, the channeled message, the journal prompt, and then you're going to be able to click to enjoy the audio experience. We're going to go to that in a moment. I want to show you something first. Directly underneath each card, you're going to see another thing, which is the video for that card. And that video is going to have captions. However, if you do not want captions or you want to see only the videos, you're going to be able to click this button to enjoy other versions of the video here. So here, going to give you a little sneak peek of the cards and the videos. And once you scroll all the way down, you're going to see the game itself. So you'll be able to click the game. Now, right now, the game is only available for PCs. I know, sad face. I have a Mac, so I'm not happy about it either. This has to do with a lot of rules and restrictions with Apple. Please know that we are on the way to getting this out for Apple users. We want this. I want this. Again, Mac user myself. So please know that the game is going to be usable very soon, even if you're not on a PC. And if you are a PC user, when you purchase this right now, you are going to be able to click play the game. Once we have the version with Apple, we are going to place another button right there, making it super clear which is which. So fear not, that is coming super, super soon. And we thank you for your patience as we navigate that. Below that, you're going to see a frequently asked questions section. This is going to go over some of the things that I'm going over now, but also things that maybe I'm not going over, right? And so this is just, again, making it easier and easier for you to use. We also made a sincere effort to make sure every single picture has alt text. And we also made sure that we consulted to make sure that the alt text for the size that we could utilize was going to actually be the best fit possible. And in terms of the actual text and everything that we're using, the fact that it's bolded, for example, some of the things are actually in all capitals. This is all to make it easier for you, as well as any sort of resources, applications that are supporting those with low to no vision, helping them to be able to access the deck and having it read back to you. Or even just if you're someone like me, not a reader, autistic, neurodivergent, for me, reading something long is really challenging, and I often utilize different resources to have things read out loud to me or just listen, which is part of what is magical about the video. Sorry, I went too far. Got a little excited. Okay, so if you are interested in the audio experience for the card, it is directly here to the right. You will click this button. Now this is going to bring you to the entire page, which once you again purchase it, see how this is highlighted, deck audio only. So this is an audio only page, and we have 3 different playlists here. Now these playlists are labeled very specifically to let you know what it is that you were listening. Now, if you were listening to self-care, you would simply click self-care.
Self-care.
Really sure if you can hear this.
I am
We'll
worthy
make sure
of
that you can.
self-care.
Know that it does work. In fact, if you're actually watching,
Self-care.
if you're watching this right now, it would be awesome to know whether you can hear that. um, So you're going to see these playlists. All of them are here. The first one is labeled Wake and Wellness, 9 card sample deck, affirmations, and music. So what this means is every single one of these tracks is going to have the music in the background that Camilo had channeled in. And then also the affirmations, me speaking the actual affirmation to you. Each one, the affirmation is said one time. So you can actually click replay if this is something that you want to replay. I encourage everyone to replay 3 times. Really great way to really start to install and download that affirmation into you. The list below it is affirmations only. So this means there's no music. There's only me actually speaking.
Self
So
care.
if you can hear this right now, you are.
I am worthy of self.
So that is what that is going to sound like. And then here we have music only. So say that you want to be the one to say the affirmation as opposed to saying the affirmation with me or just listening to the affirmation itself or listening to the affirmation with the music. You can have the music playing and you can say the affirmation out loud or in your mind. So you click this on and it will play the music accordingly. You just have to start saying the affirmation when the music starts, and it will be timed out for you to say it one time. So that is of the music. Now we make it super easy again. All you need to do is scroll to the bottom and you'll see return to the main deck, and that is going to bring you back here. And everything starts all from scratch. So the book, everything, you don't have to worry. It will bring you right back to the beginning. Now, for the video in itself, you can play the video here,
Self care.
or again, that will have captions. You can come here and you can just enjoy and scroll through here with the videos. And we've made it super easy so that with the video version, if you are someone who's like, you know what, the cards are really beautiful, but I'm someone who really wants to listen to it more. I want to see, the video visuals more. Then you are going to be able to come here and see the affirmation, the channel message, and the journal prompt all over again. Button right below each one that's going to let you go right back to the main deck. And you will be able to also hear it with music only. So each one has 2 of them. So here is the self care with no captions because already on the first page you have with captions and music. And this one is music only, right? So it's going to play the same way again. And of course, it's going to take a second for it to load, but it's faster on whatever fast device. Honestly, my laptop is like 4 or 5 years old. It's not in the best shape. When I open this up on my phone, which is a much newer iPhone, it's way faster. So do not let that deter you in your process. And we can go back to the main deck. So that is the actual deck. Again, if you don't want to come to this page at all and you're like, okay, I want to go to the videos, you can click here at deck videos and it will bring you here. Deck audio, bring you to the audio only. And you can always come back to the full deck any which way you want. So we really make it as accessible as possible. So with that said, let us, especially because let me even say, okay, my laptop is going to die very shortly. I did not plug it in. So with that said, let's start to wrap this up. I'm going to actually do a poll. So I invite you to take some slow, deep breaths and set a clear mind or an intention that you have for yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to scroll through, which again is much easier on an actual handheld device, which let's be real, most of us are going to enjoy this on a handheld device. And I will pick one and we will actually go through the process. So, with that said, taking a couple deep breaths in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And one more. Oh, I went too far. Let's try again. Okay. Well, we're at the self-care video, so I'm gonna consider that we were really meant to come to self-care. I love this card so much. Zach did amazing. Music for this is really amazing with Camilo, and for me, I recorded the videos, put them together, channeled the affirmation, the channel messages, and the journal prompts for you. So, with that said, in this case, I like to read the affirmation. I am worthy of self-care. And when I care for my body, mind, and soul, I am my best self for both myself and the higher collective. Spend time enjoying an activity or action towards caring for your highest self today. And so, with that, you can certainly, by the time you even actually consume this section, you will hear it 3 times, but you could certainly say that to yourself. Here's the channeled message, a message from Buddha. If you are not at peace within your heart, then there is more of the self to care for. As you learn more about who you are, you will become, and there you will discover what there is to understand. It's there you can nurture all of you, every layer. Every aspect of yourself is worthy of caring for, and when you have balance within yourself, you will have cared for yourself properly. It is indeed necessary to care for yourself before you can truly care for others. Caring for others within your ego is not the same as caring for others from your own essence. There is a pureness, and a pureness, and this requires you to release all of the programming you thought was true about the doing versus the being. These are two sides to the same coin, as many of you love to say. Choose every perspective in order to see all of yourself. See all of yourself in order to care for yourself. Care for yourself in order to care for all selves. And the journal prompts are, have I practiced self-care today? When I don't practice self-care, how does this impact my life? When I practice self-care, how does this impact my life? What activity can I choose to participate in for my self-care right now? It's important to remember that you can utilize this deck however you desire. So if you don't want to read the channel message, don't read the channeled message. If you don't want to do the journal prompts, or you only want to do one journal prompt, do one journal prompt or don't do them. We will come and enjoy the audio experience. I will just play the one with affirmations for all of us to enjoy.
Self-care. I am worthy of self-care. And when I care for my body, mind, and soul, I am my best self for both myself and the higher collective. Spend time enjoying an activity or action towards caring for your highest self today.
Magical. So they're just going to keep on playing for you. So I'm satisfied. So we're going to come back here and then let us play the video. And of course, you can make the video big, right?
Self-care. I am worthy of self-care. And when I care for my body, mind, and soul, I am my best self for both myself and the higher collective. Spend time enjoying an activity or action towards caring for your highest self today.
You just click escape. And of course, if you want to, again, get to a different video version, you can do that. And so that brings you back to the main deck. And this is what we have here. So now you have experienced the Waken Wellness sample deck demo. You have seen a little bit about the deck and what it is about. And this is something, again, that is going to grow and expand. We are so excited to bring more of the deck to you. And we are going to be able to do that when we get feedback from all of you. When we see that there is a desire, a readiness for the rest of the deck, we are so excited to bring you a full deck of 33. And so, with that, if anyone who's watching has any questions, I am here to hold questions for a moment. Hopefully, my laptop is going to behave itself. I have put into the actual comment section as well as into the description of this demo the actual link to purchase the deck. And again, if you want to use the QR code that is on the actual graphic for this live stream, you can just take your handheld device, put it to it with the camera. You open up the camera, put it on, and click, and it will open right to it. It is $13. We are going to keep it $13 for as long as we can. We need the funds to come in and the feedback to be motivated to put out the rest. So, with that said, if anyone has any questions, and if not, I hope that you have enjoyed this experience. Again, myself, Camilo, and Zach are so excited to be bringing this to you. It's a very special deck. If you are someone who needs support within your self care and your self love, this is a tool that you may enjoy bringing into your practice. There is nothing else on the market that is quite like this, and we are looking forward as well, again, to bringing it physically into your hands. Keep a lookout for us notifying all of you that the Apple version of the game has been released. You will be able to experience it as soon as it is up on the website, and we will be getting that done as soon as possible. It does not look like we have any questions. So hopefully I have just done that great of a job of explaining it. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in and watch this. I hope you enjoyed this experience. And even more so, I hope that you purchase the Waken Wellness sample deck and enjoy it yourselves. And let us know. Do a review online, send us an email, let us know how you like the deck. How is it helping you? How is it transforming your life and your practice? We look forward to hearing from you and seeing you very soon. Namaste.